Hi, I'm Joe and welcome to the channel. This is the second video in a series of videos that we're doing where we're dissecting the minor pentatonic scale over each of the chords in a typical blues chord progression. Well, why are we doing this? Well, generally when you learn this scale, it's so easy to run up and down the scale without paying attention to what notes you're landing on, depending on the chord that's playing. So what you're going to find is if you analyze these chords over the specific chords that you're playing over, you'll find that some notes are stronger than others, and those are probably the notes that you're going to want to target in your solos. So in the first video, which I'll put a link to up here, and also in the description, we talked about the pentatonic scale over the 1 chord. In this video, we're going to explore what the pentatonic scale sounds like over the 4 chord. Let's go ahead and grab a guitar and get started. So a quick reminder why we're doing this. In the first video, I explained that understanding the relationship of the notes that you're playing in the scale over the chords will allow you to know what options you have when you're soloing. We talked about in the first video tension and release. The idea is that certain notes that you'll play in the pentatonic scale, depending on the chord you're playing over, will give you resolution. They'll sound resolved. There'll be release in them. Other notes will give you tension. They'll cause things to want to move in a different direction. And then again, the release obviously comes back when you're going to land and target a specific note, maybe in the chord that you're playing over. These videos have a little bit of music theory in them, but that's just for me to help convey the ideas. At the end of the day, you have to develop your ears. And by playing these notes over the chords, you'll start to hear and instinctually start going to those places while you're soloing. So just like we did in the first video, we're going to take a listen to see what the pentatonic scale, the G minor pentatonic scale, sounds like over all the chords in a G blues. In the first video, we talked about what it sounded like over the G7. As a quick refresher, that's what this sounded like. We're just going to play each note slowly of the G minor pentatonic scale, starting on this G, so you can hear what it sounds like over the chord that's played. So that's G7. Play the 1, G, flat 3, 4, 5, 7. So as we explained in the first video, you could hear that certain notes sounded stronger over that chord. Now let's go ahead and do the same exercise, but now let's look at it over the 4 chord. Alright, that's the 4 chord, right? We're at C7 now. Here we go. Well, now all of a sudden this thing sounds totally different, even though it's the same scale that we've been playing over the 1 chord. Well, why does this happen? Well, the notes that you're playing are in relation to the chord that's underneath it. So when we were playing our G7 here, this G was the root of that chord. But when we're playing the 4 chord, it now turns into the 5 of that chord. So G, it was the root. For the C7, it becomes the 5. Now this is important to know because this gives these same notes a different flavor over the chord you're playing over. So let's go ahead and analyze the chord first. The C7 chord is made up of the notes C, E, G, B flat. Well, let's look at the scale that we have. Some of those notes are from the scale are actually in the chord, right? So C, we have that. E, well, that seems to be missing, right? We have G, B flat, C, D, and we go right to F. So that E, or 6, is missing. The next one is G. Well, we know we have that. That's where we're starting the scale off of. And then we have B flat. Well, we know that's there too. So one of the notes in the chord is not even in the scale. And the other notes, we can cover that with the scale. So now this is where things get a little bit tricky. Remember how we talked about numbers? We talked about the minor pentatonic scale being 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7. Well, when we're playing this over the C7, we have to change the numbers to match the chord that we're playing over. So, what we're doing here in C7, the G now is the 5 of that chord, just like we showed earlier. The B is the flat 7 of C, which is now the root. D would be a second, and that's why it kind of clashes a little bit over that chord. And F would be the 4th over the C. So now these kind of notes changed in value, right? That used to be 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7. Now to the 5, flat 7, 1, 2, and 4. Now I know this sounds a little bit confusing because we're playing the same scale, but I'm trying to show you the notes, their value changes in relationship to the chord that you're playing over. So let's go ahead now and play again the track, and let me call out those chord values to you, and we can hear what they sound like over the chord. Okay, C7 again. We're going to start the same place, the G, which now it's the 5 of the chord. Sounds stable, right? Let's go down to the flat 7, which is our B flat. It works, but it wants to go to the root. So flat 7 again, to the root. Alright, now let's try that D, which is part of our G minor pentatonic scale, but now it's the 2nd of C. So it doesn't sound horrible. That's because it's a 9th on top of that chord. So it's a color tone. You can paint with that one. Now let's try the F. It's not that bad either, right? It doesn't really necessarily clash with the chord because it's the 4th. It's a suspended chord. So that's not a bad note either. So kind of over the 4 chord, all of these notes really work. They just paint a different flavor or a different color that they're adding to the chord. But again, the whole point of this is for you to start developing your ears so you know which chord tones to target or which of those color notes to target to start painting pictures in your own solo. That was really cheesy. So the practice tips for this one are pretty much the same that was for the first video. Download the track for free in the description below if you want to, or set up a loop of you playing a 4 chord in a chord progression, in a blues chord progression. Play your minor pentatonic scale over that so you can hear what each note sounds like, what each note's characteristic is to you and what it means to you. And really take that and listen to what that means. Take your time playing through each note. It doesn't have to be anything fancy that you're playing. You're just trying to get to understand what the feeling or vibe is that these notes are giving you, so you can target those in your own solos. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you found some value in it, and if you did, please do me a favor and consider supporting the channel for free by subscribing down below, hit the like button, and knock on the bell and you'll be notified when the next video comes out. As always, I wish you a wonderful day.